2 in the morning, bone tired, and a scary-looking stranger just locked the diner door behind him. That's exactly where Jake found himself, and what happened next still gives me chills. Jake was driving cross-country from upstate New York all the way to Southern California, chasing a fresh start. But somewhere in the dead silent middle of nowhere, Texas, his beat-up 10-year-old sedan started making a horrible, aggressive clanking sound, like a blender trying to chew through gravel. He pulled off the pitch-black interstate and rolled toward the only light still on for miles. A rundown, retro diner straight out of a horror movie. He walked in. The place was nearly empty, just a tired waitress wiping down a sticky counter, and one massive man sitting alone in the back booth, 6'5", arms covered in faded tattoos, buried in a heavy leather jacket. Jake kept his head down, slid into a cracked vinyl booth, and ordered the cheapest coffee on the menu. He had exactly $75 to his name, and a car that sounded like it was actively dying. Then the bell over the door rang. 3 guys walked in, and the whole room changed temperature. Loud, obnoxious, looking for trouble. They started harassing the waitress, demanding free food, knocking over the napkin dispensers just to hear the glass rattle. Jake sat frozen, heart hammering. He wasn't built for this. He was a skinny English major with a busted car and no plan. Then one of them spotted him. The guy walked over, slammed both hands flat on Jake's table, and leaned in close. "Empty your pockets, now!" Jake froze. He glanced at the door, then at his wallet, and understood all at once that he was trapped. His hands started shaking as he reached for it. That's when a shadow fell across the table. The big guy from the back booth had gotten up without a sound. He walked over, laid one enormous hand on the troublemaker's shoulder, and turned him around like he weighed nothing. The guy spun, fists half raised, ready to swing, and stopped cold. Something in the big man's eyes killed the fight in him instantly. "I think it's time for you boys to leave," the giant said, voice low and level. The 3 of them tried to hold on to their swagger for about 2 seconds. Then they backed out the door, piled into their car, and disappeared into the dark. Jake sat there, stunned, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Surely this guy wanted something too. But the stranger just sighed, slid into the booth across from him, and nodded toward the parking lot. "That's your car making all that racket?" Jake swallowed. "Yeah, something under the hood. Name's Marcus. I'm a mechanic. Let's go look." Outside, in air cold enough to bite, Marcus popped the hood and clicked on a flashlight. 5 minutes later, he'd tightened a loose alternator belt, and the awful clanking was just gone. Relief hit Jake first. Panic hit him second. He had $75 and no idea what a late-night roadside fix from a professional actually cost. "Look, man," Jake started, "I've only got $75. I know that's probably not enough, but..." Marcus held up a hand and stopped him mid-sentence. He wiped his fingers on a greasy shop rag, unhurried, and looked at Jake like he already knew exactly what he was going to say. "Keep your money, kid. When I was your age, stranded in a storm, some stranger paid my tow truck bill without blinking. Only thing he asked was that I pass it on someday when I could." He shrugged. "So, consider it passed on." And just like that, he turned around, walked back inside, and sat back down with his coffee like nothing had happened. Jake climbed into his car, turned the key, and it started clean. No clanking, no shaking, nothing. He drove the rest of the way to California without a single problem. Here's the thing nobody tells you. We size people up in half a second, based on nothing but how they look. Jake walked into that diner terrified of the biggest, scariest guy in the room. He walked out having met the one person there who actually had his back. Sometimes the person you're most afraid of is the one who ends up saving you.